So, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna tell you guys a story about the time that my phone went off during class. But the best part is it was during testing, right? And we weren't supposed to have our phones, but
I'm a baddie.
you know, whatever. So, I wasn't turning my phone in. But that sounds like something you would be interested in. Keep on watching. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, get into it.
So, first off, I get there in the morning, right? I think this is like my third day of testing, right? So I'm already tired. Like, I'm really not feeling it, right? I was bumming it up. I was just in some sweatpants and a t-shirt, you know, the usual. So, I'm just on my phone out in the hallway, right? And I put it in my pocket because I see a teacher coming and I didn't want any of the teachers to know that I had my phone that day because I knew I wasn't turning it in. Because I knew from the 2 previous testing days before that they take our phones and they didn't give them back until after lunch. I wanted to have my phone during lunch because I wanted to talk to
My muses.
Don't have him anymore. He's a piece of shit. That's for a later video. So, the smart thinking that I was, I took my phone, put it in my pocket, right? And then I was like, okay, it's on silent, right? I just had in my brain that it was on silent and it was in my pocket. So then I took it out of my pocket and put it into my bag, right? Into my bag. Not my book bag, it was just some little string bag that I had because I didn't want to bring my entire book bag for testing. So I just got my string bag, and I put my phone in my bag. Phone into the bag. And then in the bag. Anyway, but so after I did that, I was like, okay, it'll be fine. I'll just turn it on silent, and even if it does vibrate, they won't be able to tell it's mine. And I thought that I had it on Do Not Disturb as well. Turns out I didn't. So I reach in the bag before I go put it down, and I click the little button, the little switch on the side that turns your phone's ringer on and off. So I clicked that to make sure that my ringer was off, but apparently, I turned it on when I did that. Yeah, so you guys already know where it's going. You already know where it's going. So I apparently turned it on, and literally we get through the whole test, right? I take my test. I'm feeling kind of good about it. It was a social studies test, so I was actually kind of nervous about it. But honestly, it went really well. I was honestly surprised. And so I lay my head down and I fall asleep. And I wake up to somebody's phone going off. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, aha, y'all bitches got caught. You got caught. You got caught. And you got caught. Y'all finna go to jail. Me. It was me. I got caught. Honestly, it was. But then I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh my God, that's my ringtone. That's my phone. And I'm looking at my bag and I just put my head down. I literally was just like, instantly acted like I was knocked out, right? And so the teacher, we'll call him Coach. Coach is looking at the bags. He's like checking the bags. He's picking them up. He's looking through them. And he's like, whose phone is that? Whose phone is that? Blah, blah, blah. And obviously my lips are on hush. So I'm just kind of sitting there. I got my head down and I'm just like trying to go to sleep. Knowing that I'm not going to go to sleep because I'm in the middle of getting caught and going to jail. So he picks up my bag and I look up and I look right back down and I start crying. I just start crying. Literally sobbing. I just start sobbing. Obviously silent, but he's asking whose phone it is. Nobody's confessing, obviously, because it's my phone, of course. And he gave the phone to our bookkeeper, the lady who does our attendance and stuff like that at our school, to try to figure out whose the phone was. You know, I knew they were going to figure it out or whatever. I just didn't want to say anything because I really didn't want to get in trouble. Okay, better. So next thing I know, still got my head down. Testing is almost done, whatever. I want to say we only have like an hour left. We have our last 5-minute break or whatever, and the bookkeeper comes in and she says, Coach, come here, come here. And then he goes over there and she goes, well, the phone has Gavin's picture on it. I said, did this bitch just come up in this hoe and call me out?
I said, she don't know who I am. She don't know who I am. She don't know who I am.
This hoe crazy. So, you know, I'm like, true, she right. It does have my picture on it. But how do you know it's mine? No, I'm just kidding. In all reality, after that, she left the classroom. He looks at me. I look at them. Everybody in the classroom looks at me. Thankfully, everyone was done with their test. Everybody looks at me. The teacher who was doing our test looked at me. The lady who called me out also looked at me. So everyone's looking at me in the entire class, right? Meanwhile, 10 minutes before this, I had been crying my eyes out. And you can obviously tell right now. So then, I had to go to the office as soon as testing was over. But before that happened, I was sitting there crying, everyone staring at me. We all went back to our test, right? So the testing is over. And I'm sitting there and I'm worried about what's gonna happen. And I'm like, oh my God, like, am I gonna get expelled? Am I gonna have to make everybody take this test again? I don't want everybody to be mad. And the teacher goes, Gavin, you need to go to the principal's office. And I was like, okay, no problem. But before I could leave, he goes,
Class.
Literally yelling. He's yelling, seriously, like at the top of his lungs, yelling as loud as he can. And he says,
Class, I just wanted to let you know that your principal is going to be asking you if that distracted you and if you need to retake your test.
And obviously any child that is in the public school system is going to be like, hell no, it did not distract me at all, because they know that they don't want to take the test again, right? And so I was thankful that everybody was saying that. He want to talk about some,
I'm not gonna lie, class, it distracted me.
but you weren't the one taking the test though, were you? But you weren't the one taking the test. And he wasn't the one taking the test. And so I just kind of looked at him and I said, okay. I'll be in the principal's office if you need me. So then I'm at the principal's office, right? And I'm just sitting there and she's like,
Long story short, we understand and it's okay, but also it's not okay, and you have to stay after your testing.
because that was my last day of testing. So she was like, you have to stay tomorrow after testing. She's like, you have to come tomorrow after testing so you can do in-school suspension. And I said,
Bitch, who the fuck got the gas to come up here for that?
not me. I said, are you going to pay my gas? Are you going to pay my car payment to come up here? She said no. And I said, okay then. So it looks like I'll come up here on a day that I'm already coming up here. And she's like, okay, fine. And obviously I said it a lot nicer than that. I would never talk to my principal like that. But she told me to come up there on a second day. So I came up there on a day that I was already scheduled to come up there to make up time for my teacher. And she just let me serve in-school suspension that day with my favorite teacher. So all in all, I really didn't get punished that bad. I really did absolutely nothing. It was called in-school suspension, but I literally was just on my phone the entire time and roaming the hallways because my math teacher was letting me. That really is it. And it made that teacher hate me, the one who administered the test, and made him hate me, absolutely hate me so much. I have a few story times about him, actually, like the time that he discriminated against me for being gay in class, that time that he that I walked through his class to get something for my friend before the class even started, before the bell even rung, and he kept yelling at me to put my phone away. I'm not in your class. But if you guys want a story time on either one of those, that's fine. You know? And if you guys want a tutorial on how I do my nails, let me know on that too, because I can do a tutorial for them. I did all these myself because I did them in quarantine. They're a lot longer than what I normally have, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I know it's kind of short, you know, not that exciting, but it's all I got, okay? Listen, I'm trying to get that back, so please give me your monies. Please watch this and give me your monies and show it to your mom and your dad and your auntie and your grandpa, because I'm really poor, okay? I'm really poor, listen, honestly. I'm poor, I'm sure you're poor as well, but you don't even have to give any money. Just like the video, like, comment, subscribe. You know, period. You know how it works. But if you guys want to see more content, let me know. Let me know ideas in the comment section, because honestly, I literally have no clue what I'm doing. This is just one of the things that I thought of. And I'm editing this in iMovie, so I hope it turns out good for you guys. Period, point blank. But that's gonna be all for today. So in that case...